So why don't you just pass the mic down the line, say what your name is, which film is yours, and what you do.
Hi, my name is Yapsuga. My film was Absolution. I was the writer and director.
Hello, I'm Peter Stray. I wrote, directed, and acted in Reset. And, for any Boston sci-fi veterans, I made a film called Canaries, which was here in 2018. And I also did a trailer a couple of years back for the festival.
Hi everyone, I'm Lola Kenet. I'm the writer and director of Memories of Mother.
Hi, I'm Maureen McEly. I'm the writer, director, and producer of Golden Hour.
Hi, I'm Sam. I am the writer and director of Playbook.
Okay, I'll start off. There's a question I'd like to ask whenever I do one of these, and any one of you, or more than one of you, if you want to answer it. I always love to hear about challenges. Is there any particular challenge you had to overcome to get your film made, or while you were making it? We've had answers to this question that range from extreme weather rolling in that they weren't expecting to COVID restrictions. Anything happened that you had to overcome to get your film made?
Well, the easiest one was COVID. That was huge. For us, it took us about 4 years to make the film. And I mean, I presume, obviously a lot of these films are, I presume, a low budget, and anybody that has to organise people and get them all in one place is a huge undertaking. And yeah, you throw COVID into the mix with that, and suddenly everyone's availability goes out the window. So yeah, it's, I think anybody who made a film in general deserves props, but during that time especially, it's yeah, double props. Yeah.
With Golden Hour, calling a film Golden Hour, and having it be about these virtual reality reunions with the setting sun, you need the sun. And we shot a day where it was really sunny, and then it got extremely cloudy very quickly, so we had to really rush to get, we had one wide shot, and the one you saw in the film was the one wide shot we got. So it was very nerve-wracking, but it worked out luckily.
So COVID was also a big obstacle in my filmmaking process because our lead actor had a COVID scare the night before we were supposed to start shooting. And so we had rented all this equipment. We're just frantically like, oh, do we just postpone the shoot now? But we decided to just try recasting last minute. And funny enough, the grip on set was also an actor, and he kind of fit the part. So we're like, okay, let's just try this. So the next day we filmed for about half the day with a completely different actor. And then we realized, you know what, this is not really the vision. Let's just postpone the shoot. But yeah, deep in my hard drives, there's a couple scenes with a different lead actor.
No challenges.
Probably just making it. So I wanted to make something, and I think just trying to like cobble together the funds and people willing to help create something for very little money, and just for the love of creating it. So that would be the biggest challenge.
Does anyone in the audience have a question either for one of the specific films or just a general question you might want to ask? Someone else. Yes.
Where are you guys in the festival on to where you playing different audience reactions?
So this is actually the final festival for Absolution, at least at this point. This is the 10th festival that it has screened at, which is very exciting. I'm from Allentown, like the Billy Joel song, in Pennsylvania. So it played at several film festivals in that area of the Northeast, as well as one in California, Toronto, the UK, and Texas. So yeah, I'm so thrilled to be here. And this is the only one outside of the area that I live that I've been able to attend. So it's really special to be here.
This is the opposite. This is the beginning of my festival run. And so if there's anyone here from other festivals, it's available.
This is the first film festival for my film as well, and I went to school in Boston, so it's very full circle to be here for the film. So,
I'm kind of in, sorry. I'm kind of in the middle of my festival run, I guess. We played at Film Quest. One thing that's been really cool is we played at a couple of horror festivals, which I never imagined when I made this movie, but the end is sort of psychological horror. So we got to play at Nightmares Film Festival in Columbus, which was awesome. And yeah, we're just sort of in the middle. Got a couple more this spring and one in the summer. Can't announce yet, but exciting to keep going.
Yeah, so this is actually our first festival as well, so technically world premiere. The hilarious thing is Boston dangled the carrot to be like, if you finish it in time. So I killed myself to finish it in time. If I didn't get in, I still might have come, but in a very different mood. But yeah, and hilariously, the second I get home, I've got to quickly scramble for our cast and crew screening. So our cast and crew haven't even seen it yet, so you guys have seen it before. But yeah, I would have done it the other way around if it was possible. But yeah, this is hopefully the first of many, and I just want to echo as well, like, obviously it's the 50th anniversary, so congratulations, like, that's massive, and it's an absolute honour to be here, so thank you.
Anyone else have a question? Yes.
What was your favorite part of making the films?
Being here. Honestly, like, I mean, for me personally, I like the whole process. Writing is a huge part of it for me. Then you start making the film and you're like, why did I start making this film? Especially, you know, like 4 years in as well, and you start getting pressure from, you know, your friends who, and you know, every single person in my film worked for free, which deserves props for itself, but it's sort of after a while, like when you've got actors who played their first scene like 2 years ago, time moves on, then maybe their reels are no longer relative and they start getting frustrated. So, but then actually, you know, I'm actually surprised I'm not crying right now. It's like such a nice moment to get over the line and then be able to share it and also get such a nice reception as well. So this is it. This is why I make it, not make films.
The best part about making this film is that I could physically do it. In 2020, I became ill with a neuromuscular disease called myasthenia gravis, which causes muscle weakness and stamina issues. So I didn't know if I could direct a movie, but I take medication every 4 hours. Making the short film was a big testing ground for me because there's also a feature, and I plan to direct the feature as well. So I feel really accomplished that I made the short, and hopefully the feature will be coming in the next year or so.
I would say for me, my favorite part was the people I was working with on set. Making this film with all my friends was really an amazing process, and I think I liked pre-production especially, because when you can still, like, all the dreams in your head are much easier than they are once you're on set. So I really liked that initial creative process and just working with a really great team of filmmakers.
It's a bit like pick your favourite child in a way, because I love screenwriting, I love being on the set, I love acting, I love editing, and I taught myself DaVinci to colour this myself because I didn't have any money. So it was just good to be able to learn at every step of the way. So just creating something is what I call a positive intoxication. There are some intoxications which are not so positive, but this was definitely one where it was like, I love this entire process, and I love being on a set so much that filmmaker friends, I'm like, if you're shooting something, I'll come along and make the coffee. I don't care. I just love being on a set. And also, I really made it partly with this festival in mind, because it's like my favourite festival. So I love it, and it's brilliant to be here for the 50th.
I think that my favorite part of working on Absolution was working with a friend who's a composer and doing that process of actually having music created specifically for the short. I had never done that before, or gone through that process, and so working with him, Alex Luquette, was really special, and really I learned a lot through his talent, so that was fun.
So when you're working on a film like this, you're staring at your laptop and watching this film over and over again. How is it different than to come and see it on a big screen with an audience and also together with a group of other films, which is totally different than, as you said, cutting forever, looking at screen to screen?
The best feeling in the world.
Very gratifying if people like it and they laugh and they clap, and you guys are brilliant. So, you know, very positive. So it's this kind of audience that any filmmaker would want, you know, I'd hope.
Yeah, I second that. And I also love just hearing the reactions, hearing the laughs, sometimes in moments that you don't expect, but then when you see it with the audience, you're like, oh, okay, that actually is really funny. And I think you see the movie in a new way with the audience and through their reaction.
Yeah, it is so cool to see it on the big screen, because this is like my first short film, so it's like a big deal. But also very nerve-wracking. Every single festival I go to, I'm always like, right before it starts, and then I relax once it starts playing.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I was crapping myself. Being completely honest, I hated it. And like I've seen, I don't know, like you obviously all been the same. Like I've watched it like 100 times. I'm flopping it, watching it backwards. But no, it's like just echoing again, having the reaction in the right places is good. That helps, and in the not so right places is also kind of fun to watch because obviously everyone who's seen it has seen it 100 times as well. But yeah, it's definitely very different and really nice to experience it with people who haven't seen it before as well.
Yes. What kind of budgets are we talking, and how did you raise the money?
So mine was about £8,000. So that's pretty much the same as dollars because pounds not doing so well. And honestly, it was COVID. I work in London. In an office, and suddenly, due to obviously changing circumstances, I was able to move home. Travelling in London is not very cheap either, so I was saving bucket loads by working from home, and that pretty much funded my movie. That and generosity, like all the locations we had in our movie, again, worked for free, gave it for free, like the museum, I mean I could talk about it for ages, clearly I talk a lot. But yeah, everybody was for free. So as long as most of the money went into like feeding the crew, insurance, everyone's got to have insurance. Yeah, and yeah, generosity mostly. There was a lot of admin costs.
For Golden Hour, the budget was $6,000, and that was funded with a combination of writing contest winnings. I got really lucky and won a short story writing contest, and some personal savings that it took me a while to amass. But yeah, $6,000.
My budget was around $3K. Being in film school while I made it really helped. I was able to get equipment from my film school, some of my friends' film schools, and just sourcing gear from everyone I knew really helped.
So as an actor, I played. This is relevant to the budget. I played the son of a character played by Malcolm McDowell in a feature film that hasn't come out yet called Summer House. So I want to share that with Boston Sci-Fi because like he's a lovely man and he got like the Kubrick stories came out after 30 seconds on set, so it's brilliant. But they booked me for 4 days, only used me for 3, and then tried to not pay me for the 4th day. And you know, my agent was like, "Yeah, you're gonna fucking pay him." So I sort of saw like that I had this extra day that I wasn't expecting, so I used the pay for that extra day to fund the show. So basically, it sort of Malcolm McDowell funded the film. But yeah, that was like $1,200. There are a lot of stuff that I had already, like the equipment that I'd bought already to keep around. So it's, you know, I didn't have to rent anything. And then you go to Wales, and filmmaking in Wales is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, my budget was about $1,500, $1,600, and that was funded through saving and freelance work on the side outside of my regular full-time job. And that money, the freelance money, that goes to fund creative passion projects.
Probably have time for one more. Anyone have a question? Yeah.
What do you plan to do next?
I'm currently in the middle of filming a mini doc on the velvet paintings that my partner collects. They are very fascinating. If any of you are familiar with velvet paintings, and if not, look them up because they are fascinating. And that's what I'm working on now.
Well, that film with Malcolm McDowell is hopefully going to come out at some point, and hopefully it's going to be good, and hopefully it won't be cut out of it. I've just got money to make my second feature in Wales called The Crossing, and that's a sci-fi thriller about a cult.
So I started a production company with a lot of the people that worked on my film about a year and a half ago. We're based in New York, and we've been working on a lot of branded documentaries recently. So that's been really exciting. We're called Are We There Yet Films. And then on a personal level, I've been working on a new script. It's not sci-fi, but it's about the relationship between me and my grandmother and our feelings towards beauty as women and how that affected our relationship with each other. So that's still working on the script, but hope to make that this year.
I mentioned there's a feature-length version of Golden Hour that was a Nickel semifinalist this year and Austin Film Festival semifinalist. And so I'm using that excitement and momentum to plan the feature. I'm meeting with some production companies actually this week to try to get the feature going. We're hoping to film maybe this fall. So that's where all of my energy is going.
Firstly, I'm going to do nothing. I need a break big time after finishing that. But I had a feature sort of in my back pocket that I've been trying not to think about because I didn't want distracting things in this one. But I've just been asked to get involved with a. This is one of the things I'm digging myself out now. I'm potentially directing a small short, which I can't tell you anything about because I work for the Mouse. But it's really exciting, and I mentioned that we're going to enter it in festivals, right? Because I want to come back to Boston, and that was something they hadn't considered. And if they do that, that would be really cool. So I'm super excited. It might not happen, which is another reason why I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx it, but if it does, it'll be really cool, and I'll be back with it here, hopefully, providing Boston that year.
Thank you all.